Good Friday morning, everyone. I am Vicki Edmondson, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today, I don't know how many of y'all have this Boutique DSP, but I have really fallen in love with it. This is my sampler sheet. These are the colors that Stampin' Up! Says that coordinate with it, that they have noted. And front and back of each, in case anyone has never seen my samplers before. This paper DSP is in the 22-23 annual catalog. You get lots of options with this paper. It is so pretty. And today I'm going to be using this on the front of my card, and then we'll be using some scraps, and I'll show you that in a bit. We will use the Memento Tuxedo Black, and we'll be using the new Starry Sky ink. And I will also be using the Cup of Tea stamp set. We'll be using this little sentiment right here that says, I miss you, and let's get together soon. And I will also be using the teacup dies, which are here. When I have a stamp set that has coordinating dies, I like to put them on a magnetic sheet on the left side and my stamps on the right. We will be using this stamp here as well, and we'll be using this die to cut out this one that we stamp, and then these hearts. You get two of the same size and some tiny ones, but today we're going to use the bigger ones. Okay, so let me give you the measurements of what we're going to need. You're going to need basic white thick for your card base, and that's going to measure 5.5 by 7 and scored at 2 3/4. I have already done that. You'll also need a piece for an inside layer that is 4 by 5 1/8, and then you'll need another smaller piece that is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And for the cardstock, I'm using Sweet Sorbet, and you will need, for an outside panel, this piece measures 2 5/8 by 5 3/8. And for an inside panel or inside layer, you're going to need 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then you'll need another smaller piece for a flap that is 4 by 4 and scored at 1 inch. I have already scored it and burnished it. And for the DSP, again, this is the teacup paper that I decided to use. The DSP measures, the outside panel will be 2 3/8 by 5 1/8. And then you're going to need some scraps that we can cut those little hearts out of. So just grab you some little scraps that you have and see what I have used here, whatever you want to use. And for the teacup, I used the back side of this piece and stamped that teacup on it, and then used the die to cut it out. I stamped it in Starry Sky, so it's darker, and you'll see that in just a moment. So let's go ahead and start putting this together. Okay, we're going to take our front panel and we're going to mount this right here. I do love this paper, and I think I'm gonna, my video for next week is also gonna be made with this paper, I do believe. It's just so bright and cheery. I don't drink hot tea, but I do drink cold iced tea. But I just fell in love with the colors in this. It's just so cute. Okay, let me burnish this a little bit more with my bone folder. Okay, and we will adhere that right here on the front with that multi-purpose Tombow glue. You can use whatever you want, absolutely fine. We're going to center that right there. Okay, I'm going to put that aside for a minute. For the inside, I've already stamped the sentiment, let's get together soon. And that is going to layer on the inside just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on, the sentiment layer on the Sweet Sorbet cardstock layer. And when you use this multi-purpose glue, as most of you already know, you do have some wiggle room to maneuver it however you need it. Okay, now that's going on the inside, but we're not going to adhere it yet because this flap is going to be centered right there, like that. Okay, and on this inside, you could use glue or whatever you like, but I'm going to use my tearing tape. This is very strong and it's sturdy, and this card's going to be open and closed a lot, so I want to make sure that it's going to stick. So I'm just going to take the tearing tape. I'll put a couple pieces here, and I don't want to go over that crease line there where we scored it. Don't want to go over that. But I want this to be sturdy, and I'll just take my block and hold it down and cut it off, okay? So I think now you want it centered right there. But before I do that, I think I'm going to go ahead and put down the white, my sentiment layer. And to save time, I did go ahead and, like I said, I stamped the teacup on that blue DSP and die cut it out. And then I used the little hearts and used glue dots to put them, arrange them on the cup. The cup itself is popped up on dimensionals. You can see that right there. And then these are put down flat on the white piece with glue dots. And I stamped the I miss you right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down here. And you'll see on the back side of this, I smudged it the first time I was trying to stamp it. My ink pad was a little bit juicy because I had just re-inked it. So that will not show. So there you go. You could even put a little heart right here, and I might do that. I might go back and do that just in case that shows through. It looks like it'll be okay to me. So now I will take my Take Your Pick tool and take these backings off. There you go. And I will adhere this in the center. And don't go over that. I'm going to hold this up a little bit closer. Don't go over that line. And that looks pretty good to me. Okay. Don't go over that faux line. That might be too close. Hope it's not blurred. Don't go over the faux line, because if you do, then it's going to not open and close properly, because this is the way it's going to go. Okay. All right. So now we can adhere this down to the inside of our card. And this little card will be done and ready to go. Okay. So we'll just put this down just like that. Okay. And there you go. And we can burnish this a little bit more. And then when you put it in the, when you put it in the mail, you definitely are going to, it'll flatten that out. Okay, so there you go. How cute and simple and quick is this fun fold card. You can put any image on there, use any DSP you want. It's quite simple and quite easy to make. So I hope you guys will try this. If you do not have a demonstrator that you currently deal with in the United States, I would appreciate it if you would like to place an order with me. And here's my host code for June. If you would use that host code, if it is under $150, use that. That allows me to get rewards to give away at some of the card classes that I hold in person here in North Carolina. And if your order is over $150, do not use that host code. You will get stamping rewards from Stamping Up, and you get free items yourself. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make them below. I'll have the measurements and everything below, and all the products that I've used. Just click on that product link and it'll take you right to my online store. And if you are not subscribing to my channel and you're watching, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I have increased my subscribers tremendously because of you guys. And I appreciate each and every one of you that watch my videos and that subscribe or share the videos with your friends. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You just don't know what that means to me. So next week, I think I will use some more of this DSP and make another card and give you some more ideas. So that's it for today. I thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.